Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Chrono Trigger. Last time, we delved deep into Aris Dome in search of the food supply, and even though we didn't find that, we found out the source of all this devastation. And also a seed, which might just be what the people need. This time, we heard there is a gate to another time period on the other end of Site 32 on the other end of this continent. However, we're not going to do that. This part is very open-ended. We didn't even have to go to the Aris Dome first. It's just what I chose to do. We're free to go to the abandoned sewers. Eek, outsiders, better report to Krawlie. Remember that guy. You won't be seeing him again for a very long time. This here, telling you up front, is an optional dungeon. You do not have to tackle it yet, but I thought it'd be fun to go take care of because it's a fair challenge and there's items in here very worth picking up. We got new enemies who, frankly, were ripped off from Link to the Past. We have an egg ooze and an actual Zora. Seriously, these Tondragos look like... I can't even say they look like Zoras, they just are Zoras. Luca? You do a flamethrower on the egg oozes right here. You want to make them boil over and become soft-boiled. Yes, you do. Or they can just keep slapping around. They're basic physical attackers. They're not threatening. Just very simple enemies. Cut it down the middle. Chop that soft-boiled egg in half so that we can share it. In chest number 1, 600G. Perfect start. Excellent start. Gorgeous start. And so many other things. They really are just Zoras. I can't get over this. You might be, let me see if Cyclone will hit both of you. No, it won't. I'll just go for the regular attack. Luca, maybe you can, no. You're not really having good luck with this. Maybe Fire will be an elemental weakness. It did a fair amount. Marl, just shoot it. Seriously, just to reiterate for a moment. Her attack did 36 damage right there. I don't get why more games don't do this. I love it when games, even if it's not in the form of more damage, gives your healer something to do when they're not able to heal or when it's not a good idea to use up their magic. Whenever a healer's just sitting there not able to do much of anything or doesn't contribute much to the actual cause, I can't stand that. Even some of my favorite games don't do that.
There was a bridge here. I saw it. I swear, Ribbit.
What, you got up and walked away, Ribbit? Don't you lie to me. There's nothing here at all, Ribbit.
But it's true, Ribbit.
Someone's coming. Let's scram, Ribbit. Ah, yes, they just put 2 matching floor panels on either side of the water to deceive grave robbers. Hate to imagine being buried, left for dead down here. This place is a tad on the spooky side. I've got a bad feeling about this. Really? I don't. Let's just go onward. I see item potential. Over this way. Oh, this! There is a diary here. The final entry reads as follows. A 1-page diary. Maybe the world ended the day he started it. I'm through. I can't take any more of this. The fishmen attack if I make even the slightest noise. If I knew things would be like this, I'd have taken the guillotine any day of the week. Think I'll go out in a good loud scream. See how the soggy freaks like that? Famous last words. Ooh, Kitty. Kitty, you have forsaken me! It's as he says. Any sort of sound produced whatsoever will cause the Tondragos to attack. They are sound-based enemies, the first of their kind. We'll do a fire whirl. You're submerged under the water, but it's okay. Fire will reach you down there, right? Yeah, Luca invented that last week. Goodbye. And then I think we're good to just slash away at this last one. That note on the floor will not be there unless you saved that guy from the guillotine back in the prison towers. It's fair to say that he got away, especially with the reference to the guillotine. It is fair to say that he got away to live another day, eventually had kids, and that was his descendant. Oh, if only he knew that it was apparently his lot in life to have a life dealing with guillotines. Gonna hit Chrono with that? Well, he's resistant, buddy. You didn't get the memo there? I think maybe, yeah, I'll just attack down here. These enemies are spread out. They're just far enough away that you can't hit them with techs easily, so I think it's time for the Hypno Wave. All right, let's do it. I was kind of cringing a little bit at me not doing the Hypno Wave as much, and oh, they didn't fall asleep. I picked a very bad time to realize that I haven't been using the Hypno Wave enough. Wow. As soon as I'm thinking, hey, there've been a lot of spread out enemies lately and I haven't been using it, I use it in the worst possible time. Aura, please. Thank you. Nothing's gonna hit these guys. I guess we'll just go for the flamethrower for a little bit higher damage. There's a lot of battles here. You could avoid them. I didn't need to kick that cannon to the waste bin in order to fight these enemies. I just kind of wanted to. And while these enemies are going by, something that I want to point out that might not be really apparent to people playing games today, but was a big deal at the time. This is not by any means the first RPG to have the enemies on the field and you can actually dodge them and they have different ways of detecting you. Sorry, buddy, Chrono Trigger, I like you a lot, but Earthbound did it first. By a few months. Maybe not in North America, though, in Japan at least. Luca, you should mid-potion on yourself. You've earned it. You've been working hard lately and you've been just getting beat up on. Everybody just seems to love kicking you in the back of the head. But the fact that you go into battle seamlessly, it is instantaneous. The enemies are fully animated. They move around. They have animations for their attacks. You can do all sorts of complicated text yourself. That is tough stuff to do in an old game like this. You cannot do something like that very easily without being very efficient with memory. It's hard. Oh, silly me. I should have known picking up cheese would have been a very noisy activity. Anyway, when you think about how much stuff would have to be present in RAM for that to be the case, if you're into programming at all and you realize how little RAM the Super Nintendo had accessible to it, which was the initial release, yeah, it's pretty impressive that they pulled off something like that, and I just wanted to point out the technical marvel that it is. Save point! I love that! That is such a good troll! I fell for it my first time. I think we all did, and I had to include that. I thought that was so brilliant and got a kick out of it. I wasn't even mad that I had to fight the enemies when that happened the first time. I was like, okay, you told me sound is bad. Okay, that thing makes a high-pitched wail. That's clever. You got me, game. You got me, level designer. I deserve that. That is such good japes. I love it. Such good juke, japes. I don't know what the words are, though. Maybe they both mean the same thing, roughly. I don't know. They're fun to say words. I feel like you could make I feel like you could make like some kind of fruit drink and call it like a juke jape and it would sound like it. Yeah, it actually kind of does. Maybe I'm thinking of juicy juice. I don't know. I'm just getting very off topic here. Slash you down. Still kind of disappointed that these guys aren't hurt by the Hypno Wave, but oh well. And that should do it. Critical hit, 76 damage. Awesome, Marl. You get in that air and you stay up there. Because apparently you can do that. I haven't done this yet just out of not having the need to. Techs can be used outside of battle. It's the standard cost, nothing unusual about it. Just very basic. If you ever need healing on the field, you can do that. Kind of surprised we've gone this long without needing to use it, but like I've said, the enemies have been pretty simple. Hey, you guys. Well, I gotta cook you first. I hope that worked. No, I've ruined everything. Okay, we'll do that. Well, I cooked that one guy first, then I cut him in two so we could share it, and then the other one just, turned into... I just broke the yolk on him. That was all I had to do there. I guess Chrono would have been enough to take them out on his own then, so I don't really need to follow up with that anymore. I like the egg cooking combo, though. It was my own invention. Here, I want to draw attention to the map on the bottom screen. This thing is very helpful. It's another reason why I prefer the DS version over the others, because the map is visible at the bottom screen at all times. It shows you that this is a passageway you can walk through, which might not be immediately obvious, because I remember trying to walk like this through it, and thinking, oh, I guess you just can't do it. No, you can. Hitting the switch opens that door over there. And by going around through this area where you can't really see, you can go through it.
Looks like you just have to press the switch and the bridge will extend across, Ribbit.
So switch it on already, Ribbit.
Ribbit. Can't reach it, Ribbit.
And you call yourself a frog, Ribbit. Someone's coming. Let's scram, Ribbit. And you know that guy on the bottom, he is not about to let the idiot stand on his shoulders in order to do that. Or he's not about to stand on the idiot's shoulders and leave his fate up to him. Oh, Rage Band! There's 3 of them, and they're almost here. Waltzing through the sewers like they own the place, eh? Must have a death wish. We'll teach them a little respect. Yes, we will. Just let them come through here. They'll be chopped to liver, pulverized. Won't even know what to call them when they're done. Gah! Well, I shouldn't have been so impatient about opening that chest. This is I'll mash you to goo, legendary Super Saiyan Krawlie. He is honestly not that tough. He has 2 attacks, one of which is devastating, lowering your HP down to 1 every time. The other is your standard run-of-the-mill physical attack that it seems like everyone and their grandma has. He's not that bad. I'm going to try Hypno Wave on him just for the heck of it. I don't think he's weak to it. I don't ever remember getting him with Hypno Wave. Nah, didn't think so. Yeah, he's a pretty basic fight. This is a good example of why it is a good thing to skip players' turns so that you just have their attacks ready to go in the future. He doesn't have any elemental weakness or anything that we can exploit, so it's just going to be a nice slow fight. And I'm going to be skipping Marl's turn intentionally so that she is at the ready on healing whenever he does that reduces to 1 HP attack, like now. I would rather not be vulnerable during the wait for a recharge, so that's why I'm skipping Marl's turn so she can just heal straight away and we're never in any real danger of dying. Shoot it, slash it, chop him to bits. I'll mash you to goo and you won't even know what to call you when I'm done with you. Since this fight is kind of basic, a little bit of trivia that I guess I can go into is that a lot of people call this guy Sir Krawlie. That is a name that he only has 1 time and only in the Super Nintendo version. It's the first time that you ever see his name written. Oh! I have been utterly wrecking house on these bosses. I knew this guy was not that tough, but I remember him taking a little while. 100 experience, 500 G, mid-ether. Well, that was easy. Let me equip this thing really quick before I get back onto what I was saying. The Rage Band grants a 50% counterattack rate. This basically means that you get a free regular attack half the time after taking damage. I like this on Chrono because, like I've said, he is the unwanted tank of the group, where just because he's in the middle a lot, the enemies will attack him because they're always close to him. I love having this on him for just spreading some extra damage around without really needing to do anything. I often have this on him through the whole game. I just love it that much. But Sir Krawlie, it's kind of funny how it spreads shockwaves throughout everything if it's the first time you've ever seen his name. That people will just call him by that forever, when if it was the only instance he was ever called that in any other circumstance, if it was anything but the first time, nobody would be calling him that. Thunderblade. A mighty sword that strikes like lightning. 43 attack. And we emerge on the other side of the waters. Keeper's Dome. Oh, wise one, I cannot wait to see what program code you will install in me next. Oh, now that's the sort of appreciation that makes all my work worthwhile. How's the current one? Seems a little better than before, anyhow. Shala, oh, I've missed you so. No! You mustn't go to Death Peak! Wouldn't make it very far anyway. It has to be the right time, and it has to be them, or the way is shut. Yes, yes. Say, have you seen my masterpieces, the Ocean Palace and the Black Bird? I designed and built them both, you know. Fine works, wouldn't you say? We heard about a supposed crackpot that was working down here, studying Death Peak, the source of all this devastation. I wanted you to hear that music because immediately it tugs at your heartstrings within 1 second of you hearing it. You don't know what you're going to find, and then you find that guy. I can't help but feel for him a little. Death Peak is here. No matter what you do... Oh, I got a strength capsule, yes! Man, I love the source of all this devastation. Okay. Give that to Chrono straight away. Heck yeah. Been a while since we've gotten one of those. And that is everything that is for us in the abandoned sewers. It was a quick run. All I want to show you is that Luca got a level up, and that switch that those frogs were pressing, that is just a quick way for you to backtrack through the sewers quickly. Same thing goes for the first bridge. I know you weren't a liar there, bud. Those two frogs were entertaining enough, having a typical deadpan, weirdo kind of dynamic going on. There was more to them, though. Instead of just kind of disappearing and not ever showing up again, they were intended to be fought. They are in the game's code as enemies named Bullfrog, as in 2 words, not the way you would usually write it. Personally, I'm happy I didn't have to kill them. With a whole optional dungeon down, lots of helpful items gathered, some colorful characters, and even some more lore on what's going on here, we're gonna end things off there. Next time on Chrono Trigger, we venture into Site 32, which is on the way to the next time hole in the Protodome. See you guys then.